riffs is there's riffs that sound great to listen to and not so great to play.
I kind of knew. That's pretty heavy.
I just like riffs.
Yeah.
I like playing guitar.
What is your favorite Anthrax riff that you want kind of on your tombstone? Like Scott Ian wrote this riff.
I wrote the War Dance riff in Indians. I guess I'm pretty proud of that part. It was almost a riff that I did because I liked the way it looked. Because when it goes, this part, I just like the symmetricalness of that. And it just looked good when I played it, and I said, it just seems goofy though, the little bit, the chromatic bits, and yeah, I didn't think much of it at the time. I knew we needed a bridge, because Charlie wrote the main verse riff in that song and the intro, that stuff, and but we needed a bridge, and I had come up with that part, saying, well, this is like we used to call it back then, we call it like the mosh part, and I said, I got this riff, it feels like a really heavy mosh part. Then, of course, once we jammed it as a band, it didn't feel weird or goofy to me anymore. Right. Obviously, we started grooving on it. But no, initially, when I wrote that, I didn't know it was going to become what it was. The March of the SOD, on the other hand, I kind of knew when I went bomb, 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 bomb. I was like, that's pretty fucking heavy.
I love it. What is, whether it's Slayer, whether it's Exodus, man, what is the riff that you play today that is the funnest for you to play, that you're playing it and you still kind of get that kind of giddy feeling? What is the riff that is like the gift that keeps giving for you?
I don't know, there's a lot of them. Depends on what the crowd's doing. If I'm sitting there right now, Toxic Waltz, I might not be the most excited about play it, but when people are beating themselves to death, it's awesome. And then there's art. It's all, I'm playing way fast. But. Some of my favorite riffs are in songs that, like with Exodus, that we haven't put in a set in years, so I need to rectify that, Yeah, everybody's always like, play Verbal Razors, and I love that riff, Good shit, I just like riffs.
Yeah.
I like playing guitar. I still play all the time at home,
And I don't know where that came from. It was like just anything aggressive. So I think probably my first bass lines were coming up with something like that. We started opening the show with Hangar 18, and that was actually Vinnie Paul's idea. We were on a Gigantour, and we'd been opening the set with Trust, which had a very great dynamic build-up. And it works perfectly fine in some settings, depending on, I guess, the kind of the billing, But so this one particular Gigantour was 2013, I think, and we had Black Label, Society, Hell Yeah, a pretty heavy bill. And, Vinny, he came in the dressing room one day, he goes, man, y'all's light show's amazing. Y'all's stage looks great. But man, y'all need to be opening with Hangar 18. And me and Dave were like, yeah, you think? He goes, man, I'm telling you, Hangar 18, man, that's the one, So that night we actually went out and we opened with Hangar 18, and he was right. It just blew the lid off the place. There's an excitement about it. we used to open the show, I guess when Rust in Peace came out, we opened the show with Holy Wars. And that, I mean, that's like coming out of the gate, running as hard and fast as you possibly can, you know? So. I mean, it's like going for it, you know?
Favorite Gwar riffs, huh? There are so many of them. Let's see. Oh, here's a little bouncy one from the track America Must Be Destroyed. Kind of a deep cut. Something that's cool about that one, too, you can make it sound like you're cruising through a dungeon, crushing things with your cock. So if you just add a little lowered fifth to that. So let's see if I can remember how to do that. Crushing dragon skulls with your cock.
It's funny, like I wrote a riff for the song Bang Over back when I was in high school. There's like a break in the end of the song Bang Over on Hazardous Mutation. And it was just something I was messing around with for a long time, but I never felt comfortable to put it into a Waste song until like our second record. So it's just something that kind of evolved over the years, and check it out.
This is just kind of like a fanboy question, man. What is the riff that you guys are the most proud of? Either individually or as a band, and can you guys kind of walk us through that riff?
God, that's tough.
There's a lot of them.
We're not really prepared for that.
I mean, for me,
you
just,
go first.
Well, there's a lot of them. I mean, of course, they're my riffs, and I like the ones that we've joined together, like Trial by Fire, Into the Pit was, you know, some of our best collaborations. But there's one in particular that I like playing because it showcases kind of both of us, and it's a harmony.
Yeah.
And so when he first joined the band, I was always like, "What's that called when the other guitar player plays?" He's all harmonizing. I'm like, "Oh yeah, can we do something like that?" So we
up a third.
Yeah. I'm like,
Two
"What is
scale
that?"
tones high.
It's like a scary sound or something. He's like looking at me like, "Oh." But we came up with this song called "Burn Offerings," and we each had a riff, and we just kind of answered each other.
Yeah.
And so I think Alex had this riff. And I had this one. And we just put them together, and then we were figuring out the harmonies, so I was all...
Yeah, we shaped that one together.
Yeah.
We had the beginning.
Well, I was doing it different. I was like... I was thinking of
Exactly. I think you came up with that first, and then it was... Anyway, however it happened.
No!
Anyway, and then we came up with this on top of that.
So. And I always thought thirds were like, you know, which they work a lot of the times, but when you do ones where they do half...
Yeah, when it fits a scale.
So, that shape would be...
Yep.
And then this one would just be a normal
That's just
third.
a direct third. You do that one again?
Yeah.
I started writing music when I was 15. I had a band with, I was in a band with Zetro from Exodus and his brother and my high school buddies, Donnie Spear and Danny Cunningham, who are now in my cover band, The Merkins. All of my high school buddies are back together. But I think the first song I ever wrote, the riff was...
It was called Back to You. I wrote the lyrics and everything. 'Cause I'm back. Back to you. 'Cause I'm back. Back to you, girl. I don't think he said girl, but Zep was singing, he was singing, and he was singing in this falsetto like Jeff Tate back in the day, and yeah, super high falsetto. And so the hit was Answer the Phone. Answer the phone. Answer the phone. Answer the phone. Answer the phone, because I can't get over you. Answer the phone. Answer the phone. Answer the phone, because I can't get over you.
My favorite Evile riffs are hard to pick. They're like my babies, my musical babies. The first one that comes to mind is from Origin of Oblivion, from the Five Serpents' Teeth album. The second Evile riff that I would choose as one of my favorites would be from the title track of Five Serpents' Teeth. Five Serpents' Teeth.
The first song I wrote for Gwar was actually, I won the audition, the ancient audition 1,500 years ago with the riff from the Bone Snapper song. You know, I got the audition with that tune, or got the job with that tune, I should say. But when I came into the actual first rehearsal, I was like, hey, yo, dudes, I know I got this other tune, but scratch that. Check this one out. And I ended up playing like Madness instead. Madness at the Core.